There are basically two categories of wrongness when it comes to reparations, in my mind. Reparations are morally wrong and also practically impossible. So let me explain both. Morally wrong. This is really the main point, I think. We could begin and end the conversation right here. It is simply a moral abomination to punish people for the sins of their distant relatives. This is a basic principle that all civilized societies must affirm if they want to be civilized society. You cannot reward or punish people based on events that took place generations ago. It's a very basic thing. Events that did not directly involve anyone who's alive today. If I broke into your house, let's say, and stole cash out of your sock drawer, where everybody keeps their cash for some reason, and then you broke into my house to steal it back, well, you probably still would be breaking the law, but morally speaking, I think you're entirely justified. You're taking back what is yours. You are righting the wrong. And I certainly have no room. I can't complain about that, can I? But if my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather broke into your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather's house and stole his money out of his sock drawer, then obviously you would be nothing but a thief if you broke into my house and stole money out of my sock drawer in restitution, for the simple reason that I didn't do it. Okay, that's a very basic concept here. I'm not the one who did it. The fact that I'm related in a very distant way to the guy who did, so what? It's the same reason that if somebody goes out and kills another person, you know, if John goes out and kills Bob, we don't put John's brother in jail for it unless John's brother was an accomplice. But if he was just out, you know, across the country minding his business when it happened, we don't punish him. He didn't do it. Yeah, he might be related to the guy, but he didn't do it. So that money in this analogy where you're stealing, that money is mine. It's not yours. I didn't take it from you. I wasn't the perpetrator. You were not the victim. But now you now are the perpetrator and I'm the victim. In an effort to right the past wrong, you have just created a new wrong that must now be righted. Okay, but what if you could demonstrate that my great-great-great-grandfather's thieving behavior caused such a devastating effect on your great-great-great-grandfather that it's reverberated through the ages, and now your family is in a much worse spot today than they would have been had that theft never took place? And that's possible. You know, the butterfly effect, the butterfly flaps his wings and in New York, and there's a tsunami, in the Pacific Ocean, which I don't think it really works that way, but that's the whole idea. Certainly generationally, there is something like a butterfly effect that takes place. But even so, that doesn't just, this what if game of, well, if that hadn't happened, okay, well, what if maybe they'd, if my great-great-great-great-grandfather never stolen the money, you know, maybe things would be different. That's true. But that doesn't justify you victimizing me. To add more injustice will not right that injustice. Now, if we were today, to bring it back to what we're talking about, reparations for slavery, if we were today only 5 years removed from the abolition of slavery, or 10 years, or even 30 years removed, and we were talking about reparations, I would say, yeah, absolutely. But 150 years, 6 generations